Oh yay, hooray, it's 90s night. And the Preds were doing social media where the players were wearing the old OG jerseys. Does that mean I get to do the entire Preds fan reaction video? Nope. What I did say on social media, and I'll give you credit, I didn't say they had to win, but they had to wear the original jerseys for the game. I think you saw just as well as I did. Same old gold jerseys, same old lackluster performance coming off of a win that should have turned into another win. So this one is just me. Okay, fine, have your fun and rant away. Preds lose 6-3 to the Calgary Flames Thursday night inside Bridgestone Arena. It could have been more. It certainly felt like more. When really this game was really over after one period. I'm not really going to focus on the Preds offense at all, except to get it right out of the way early. Congratulations, Phil Forsberg, on making only your second All-Star game. That's the understatement of the century. Your first All-Star game since the 2014-2015 season. And you scored to celebrate. I wish it would have been in a victory. My goodness me, where would this team be right now if not for the Philip Forsberg, Ryan O'Reilly, Gustav Nyquist line? And hey, Michael McCarron, big sexy, maybe you should go buy a lottery ticket because I don't think you'll score a luckier goal than you did in the third. Now, with that out of the way, I'm going to talk about some issues that we saw with this team, obviously, in the first period. After Connor Zary made it 1-0 on the power play, Coleman's lucky knuckler of a shot. I can't blame Saros for that one. He tried to get his glove on it, but Yossi, I know he was trying to help there, but you just got to knock it down because you're just being too fancy knocking it over the net, I assume, because you end up knocking it into your own net. And Dante, when it was 2-1 Preds, you got to do better taking the man when he's cutting into the slot and giving him the wide open lane, and Saros is at his mercy. Keep the man better. Cut off the slot shots like that so that Kadri can't get that wide open shooting lane. And then there's when it's 3-2 Calgary and Rasmus Andersson turns Roman Josi into his personal turnstile, turns him around. No defensive help for Saros, and then it's 4-2. It's like, yeah, I would be nice to see Saros make a save here and there to try and help out his team. He's got to be a little bit better, but this defense in front of him gave him no help tonight. I was surprised that Bruno left him in there in the second period, considering how that first period went. But good on him because Saros played out of his mind in the second period. What did he make? 13 saves up until the last possible moment when Ryan McDonough didn't take the outside man. No, he decided to fall where a puck was going. If he did, then Hannafin wouldn't have been wide open with less than 2 seconds left when the Preds couldn't score, but they didn't give up a goal either, and it was 5-2 Calgary after 2 periods. And then Bruno decides to pull Saros to start the third period. Honestly, I should have said this out loud after the Chicago game. Lankinen probably should have started this game, and you save Saros for the much bigger test in Dallas on Saturday. Because it's obviously, again, we're seeing that Saros cannot be starting every single game that are not back-to-backs. He needs rest now and then. Obviously, the back-to-backs, you can't let him play, obviously. But once in a while, you need to keep Saros fresh by just throwing Lankinen in there. He's your backup. He should win you a game or two now and then, too. Now what are you going to do? I honestly would say, Saros, okay, you're on the bench. You just get a nice rest. You play Tuesday when we come back from Dallas. Lankinen should get the start in Dallas. Get a clear head. See if it will give this team a boost to get a victory and get their heads right back in, heading in the right direction. I don't know. Saros is clearly tired or not adapting to Bruno's coaching style or something. Just give him a little bit of a reset. I'm not worried yet, not like Leafs fans are about Ilya Samsonov. And honestly, Trotz, I'm starting to become open to the possibility of if you get a good trade offer for Saros, I would take it. Obviously, only if you get a good trade offer, and then you see that we may have to move on to Yaroslav Askarov. I wanted to touch on a little bit of my game day experience watching this up in Canada on NHL Center Ice. I only had one choice to watch this game, and it was on Sportsnet West, the Flames feed. Yeah, I'm learning quite quickly here which broadcasts of other teams I want to avoid at all possible. You know, you've got the Essen with the Bruins, you've got Altitude Sports with the Colorado Avalanche, and right up there, too, is the Flames. You know, Rick Ball, he's okay. I'm used to hear him on Vancouver Sports Radio back in the early 2000s. He's fine. But you know who makes it terrible is Greg Millen. I grew up with him on Hockey Night in Canada back in the late 90s, early 2000s. He is such a homer. He's one-sided 100% going into a broadcast. And obviously, he broadcasts the Flames. So every single thing, it has to be so, and it's never the Flames' fault on anything. Especially when we had the incident in the first period that we're all thinking about. When Noah Hannafin interfered with Luke Evangelista, and Luke Evangelista gets his feet taken out from under him and he falls. Oh, no. According to Greg Millen, that's just embellishment on Luke Evangelista solely. It shouldn't have been the penalty on Hannafin. And then the other thing I got to complain about is the officials. Like, you know, if it's 3-2, 4-3 in penalties one way or the other, fine. But the Preds didn't get a power play until 8 and only got 1, and you gave the Flames 4 power play opportunities. It's like, it wasn't that undisciplined until 8. And then lastly, the Philip Tomasino, Dennis Gilbert incident late in the third period when they were both trying to go for a puck. And they got tied up, and inadvertently Philip Tomasino took him out with his feet, not maliciously and not on purpose, and Gilbert ended up landing on his head that knocked him out. He seemed to be okay as he was being helped off. The officials assessed a major so that they could review it, and upon review, threw him out of the game with a game misconduct. He technically is suspended indefinitely until the league Department of Player Safety reviews it. I can't see him missing any more games because it was innocent. He wasn't trying to purposely slew foot him or anything. He was trying to go for the puck, and it was just an instantaneous collision in the moment. So hopefully the NHL Department of Player Safety does the right thing here. Cooler heads would prevail in a game. No retaliation or anything. I think this is the Flames and Preds' last meeting of the season unless they meet in the playoffs. If both teams make the playoffs, one or the other, we'll see. But at the end of this one, Flames were really in control from early in the first until the final minute, final seconds of the third period, and win this one 6-3. Okay, to summarize, I was really hoping the Preds could have gotten both of these games that they should have had. You could argue against Chicago and against Calgary because you know they're in for a test to see where their mental space in their heads are after 2 days before Christmas that we all still remember and are fuming about how they gave up those 2 points. And now we have to go into the Dragons, and that is Dallas, a team that we hated them ever since they defeated us in the 2019 spring playoffs. Now we have 2 chances, guys, to beat this team. If we get both, absolutely wonderful. If we get one of the 2, either this Saturday or a week from tomorrow, great. If we lose both, then where the heck is this team? Huh? Just middle of the road. Just middle of the road, waiting for the trade deadline to see what kind of assets and then wait for next year. Because there was some hope at some points this year, but this team is in a little bit of a rut right now. And The sooner the better, because Luke Shen's not going anywhere. Let's admit that, okay? We have to make do, play him on the third pairing as much as we can. But Tyson Barrie's got to get shipped out because he's obviously still a distraction. Alexander Carrier is going to be a free agent at the offseason. So if a good offer comes up for him, make some lineup moves here soon, Trotsy, so that Spencer Stastny, who deserves to be playing better minutes with the big club and getting better developed up here than he ever going to be any further on playing down in Milwaukee. Okay? And we'll see if Tomasino is out for any length of time. I don't think he will be. But he's just got to get some better line mates to try and build up some better chemistry. So as for games ahead, Dallas is going to be a hell of a test. There is no reason after Dallas that you cannot beat Anaheim. There is no excuse for that. I will repeat that to the nth degree after Saturday's game against Dallas, no matter what happens. And then guess what? You get 2 full days off, and then you have to fly right back to Dallas. Dallas in a span of 7 days. Yay! So if you lose the first time, you better be prepared the second time to have no excuses for even an tighter affair with them. All right? Now I just got to go shake this one off. All of us do. Hopefully the boys can shake it off and come back in the right mental headspace for Saturday. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching as always. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. You can find my social media as always and interact with me during every Preds game by clicking on a channel name. Tell all your friends about Redemption. And Bruno, play Lankinen on Saturday. I think it's the right call. Let Saros rest until Tuesday, please.